Hello again. So yeah, The Last of Us Part 2 again. I think the discussion about this game isn't going to be exhausted anytime soon because there is a lot to speak about, and also because of the media hypocrisy which is in this article. So when you read it you feel like, yeah, it's a decent article. The person here, Tariq Musa or Musa, whatever his name may be, is giving his opinion and there is nothing wrong with it. So everyone is entitled to their opinions, but when you start to pull lies on your article and to pull poison in honey, as they say, then there is a big problem and we should call it out. So I have highlighted a few things here. Let's go through them. If you want to read the whole article, you can have it at the link down in the description below. So there is this subtitle here which says everything is personal. He's talking about the choices of Joel and what he did in the first game, and you know, the perspective of Abby and Ellie and Joel, etc, etc. And it is true, everything is personal. So if you see it from the perspective of Joel, he's saving a daughter that he's got to have after losing his real one and his wife. If you see it through the eyes of that Firefly's doctor, he thinks that he wants to save the world by killing Ellie. And if you see it through Abby, you will feel that, yeah, she wants to avenge her father because someone killed him and she thinks that it is not right. And here we have the first sentence that is really very questionable. So he says she trains, he's speaking about Abby here, to become a talented and tenacious warrior, assisted by a likable group of friends from her community. And here is the first big red flag. Okay, so let's talk, for example, about money, spitting on someone who's already dead. How is that likable? Even if we think that Abby, just avenged her dead father and she resorted to torture. But anyway, money, what the fuck does he have to do with this? Aside from probably wanting to bang Abby and spitting on a dead body. Seriously. Let's speak about that girl, Nora. When she met Ellie, she said that Joel deserves what he had. Like, what the fuck does Nora have to do with this? Did she lose someone dear to her that Joel killed? We don't have information about it unless I missed something. Let's speak, for example, about that guy with the cap. I don't remember his name. He's just a son of a bitch. He tried to kill Ellie and he was really so tenacious in it. What's likable about him? Let's talk about Mel. She's not to that degree of money and Nora, but she still helped with the thing. What is likable about these characters? I think the only likable villain to some extent is Owen, because he is level-headed, but at the same time his love for Abby caused him to make stupid decisions that cost his life at the end. Other than that, I don't see any one of those who went with Abby on that revenge quest as likable. In fact, they are scumbags. All of them, almost. And then here is a nice idea here. So it says, and this is the scary lesson that Naughty Dog is trying to teach us. I think either Abby or Ellie could have been the series protagonist or antagonist. It is just a matter of where the story begins and whose point of view we're introduced to first. And I think I totally agree with that 100%. And that's why people don't like Abby, because they didn't have this bond with her. We didn't play with Abby in the first game. We didn't see her perspective. We spent more time with Joel. Even if we think that Joel is flawed, we still know who is Joel, but we don't know who Abby is. In fact, Abby is torturing Joel, and Abby was about to kill Dina. And when Ellie told her, please, Dina is pregnant, don't kill her, she said, good. So that is Abby for you. And if it were not for Lev, she would have died. And this idea here of perspective and point of view very much highlights and proves our point as gamers. That is, we have been introduced to Joel and to Ellie. Why should we care about Abby? Why should we care about the NPC that is Abby's father? In fact, even in this article, this person says that Abby's father was kinda weaponized and probably Naughty Dog didn't even think about him in the first place. But now that they want this story of revenge, they found something that is convenient to start this story of revenge. Whereas if you look at it more objectively, this game is always about survival, even if it comes at the cost of other people's lives. That's how it always was. That's how it is in this game. And then here is another red flag. So it says, Ellie to me is a bad person. The world would have been a better place with this pain if Joel had died before the end of the first game and Ellie herself then died in the hospital in the attempt to find a cure, which is pure bullshit. So we have the WLF and we have the religious group, the Seraphites, fighting against each other for ideology, and they're not really trying to find a cure for the pandemic that's going on in the game. They're fighting for ideology. So one part is very religious and another part is, I don't know what, just a military force, if you will. So what does Joel or Ellie have to do with this? Nothing at all, in my opinion. If they died or stayed, these two groups would still fight, because their fighting is not about Joel or Ellie or a cure. Their fighting is about identity. It is now Ellie who gets the choice to leave Abby alive, even if the player gets no say in that decision. Right on. We have no say in this game whatsoever. So everything is forced on us. We are forced to play as Abby. We're forced to kill people as Ellie and as Abby as well. Everything is forced. So we have no say. After a sad useless fight, where Ellie loses 2 fingers, the battle is ugly, slow, laborious, pointless, which is how many folks feel about the game as a whole. Exactly, I cannot agree more. That fight was really stupid, and everyone is saying that it's not really even needed for the game to end on any kind of note. If anything, it just adds to the controversy of the game and just solidifies the idea that this game is full of plot holes and full of bullshit that Naughty Dog was trying to pull on us. But it is an obvious and boring point to know that Ellie is an addict for revenge. And then again here I say slow down. There is another red flag. Who is the addict for revenge? Is it Ellie or Abby? Is it Ellie, who was just living her life and then she lost her father, who was really tormenting her and turned her into this very angry and very desperate person? Or is it Abby, who was training day and night for 4 years to get her revenge? So who is really an addict for revenge here? Again, this is a huge bullshit, and that's why I say that they put poison in honey and then they tell you something good, but in it they just insert their points of view that are not really very solid. They don't have something that is strong to back them up. In fact, they're taking sides here for some other reasons, and we know that media takes sides for certain reasons. And then the last paragraph says, should you play it? I wouldn't even want to offer a suggested answer. Media doesn't and has never had to be enjoyable, to be important, respected, or worth experiencing. I only warn you to take heed before you do so. Okay, but here is the problem here. The problem is that people who work in this gaming industry, either access media or people on YouTube, give their opinions about games and they give reviews just to incentivize you to buy a game or to tell you, no, you don't want to buy that game. That's what reviews are for. You're getting torn between gameplay and story, even though this game is a story-driven game, and in my opinion at least, if the story is bad, it's not worth it anymore. But if some people want to play it, and if even they think that it's really good, then why not go for it? But in my opinion, I wouldn't want to give Naughty Dog a dime for this game. This game tries to pull identity politics in the most absurd way, and it tries also to force some ideas on us and force some perspectives on us. Like, for example, Abby is good and Ellie is bad. I don't want you to patronize on me. I don't want you to speak to me like this child who is getting a lecture. And in fact, the game has this big problem that it does not show, but it rather tells. It tells you that Abby is such and Ellie is such and such. And it doesn't give you the chance to interpret for yourself. It doesn't give you the choice in the game, like for example, have multiple endings and have different decisions that affect the ending of the game. That's what we call choice, and that's what we would call actions have repercussions. But in this game, it's just a flat story told in a way that is like a movie, and you don't have any kind of control over what's happening. You're just there watching and playing, mashing the buttons when you need to, and that's it. But as far as the story is concerned, you're just a spectator, no more and no less. Anyway, thank you for watching. What do you think about this? article here and what do you think about the video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe for more. Tell your opinions in the comments down below. Whether you agree or disagree is totally fine. It's your right, as long as it is presented in a rational and respectful way. I always welcome opinions, even if they are totally the opposite of what I think or believe. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you again soon.